Hello, my name is Joseph McDaniel and I'm an Arizona bankruptcy attorney, and since 2005 I get to tell you that I'm also a debt relief agency and I help people and businesses file for bankruptcy. Today's musical bankruptcy topic is Super Bowl rings are not exempt property under the Arizona exemption laws. The Arizona bankruptcy exemption laws are flexible, but you can't stretch them to cover everything. Maybe you can get away with covering a cheap pool table with plywood and calling it a combination dinner table pool table, and maybe you can't. I have a creative buddy who started as a bankruptcy attorney at about the same time I did. He had a problem because his client family had come to love the 4-H pig that darling daughter had raised as their 4-H project. Now, a pig is an asset, and this was one prize-winning personality plus kind of pig. Way more charming than Arnold on Green Acres. And you remember that clip with John Travolta in Pulp Fiction discussing charming pigs? If you look at it, remember it has a lot of bad words. Anyway, this pig was beloved of the family, and because the pig was a prize-winning pig with a charming personality, the pig had actual economic value and was an asset that needed to be listed in the bankruptcy schedules. So my creative bankruptcy lawyer buddy listed the pig as an asset in the family's bankruptcy schedules, as he needed to do. You have to list all your assets in a bankruptcy, right? And he didn't list the pig as a pet, which would have been accurate, because the pet exemption in Arizona is extremely modest and would not have covered a few hundred pounds of 4F glory. That should be 4H glory. So my creative buddy listed the pig as food, as in food, fuel, and provisions, as in Arizona Revised Statutes 1124, I think. And it worked in that case. Now, would it work for a horse? Maybe, if you were French, right? But if the exemption was contested, the bankruptcy judge would ask you, would you really eat flicka? And you would have to let your conscience be your guide. The good news is that formerly expensive and valuable horses are now a drug on the market because people can no longer afford to take care of horses, and many can't afford the relatively high cost of putting down a horse in a humane way. So they're working hard to give away a member of the family, and that's got to be rough. On the other hand, I read an article suggesting that yet another sports star filed bankruptcy, Charlie Badge, and he could lose his Super Bowl rings in a bankruptcy. And the truth is, if he'd filed in bankruptcy, and he'd filed a Chapter 7, he would lose them unless he could buy them back from the bankruptcy trustee in the Chapter 7 case. And I keep thinking that if all the sports guys who used to make $10 or $100 million a year keep filing bankruptcy cases, the price of Super Bowl rings is someday soon going to be dropping like a rock. Thank you very much.